everyone. This is Chrism, and I'd like to welcome you to another conversation about your Kundalini awakening process. In this conversation, I would like to introduce the idea of attachment. The attachment towards collecting things. The attachments towards hanging on to things. Things as remembrances of good times or bad times. Things as replications or manifestations of the fear of not having, or the desire to have more. Okay? Kundalini will teach you to detach from possessing so many things. It'll reverse the course for many of you. Many of us in the Western societies are used to collecting and collecting and collecting. The more we have, the more we want. The more we have, the more we want. And it is very uncommon in the Western society to divest yourself of these collections. And I'm going to suggest that very thing. If you haven't used it in 2 years, get rid of it. Unless it's something that is really, really instrumental to your survival or your level of comfort within this society. If you don't need it, get rid of it. Give it to somebody else. You don't necessarily have to sell it. Give it away. Let that be as an example of the love that is coursing through you. Give away those baby clothes. Your kids don't need them anymore. Give away those toys. Your kids are teenagers. They don't need stuffed Raggedy Anns, teddy bears. Give them away. Get rid of them. Okay? If a loved one has passed on, don't keep their things around you to remind them, right? Remind you of them. Give them to people who need them. Divest yourself of your personal possessions. Get lighter and lighter and lighter in those things that anchor you to the ego-based expressions of collecting, of possession, of ownership. You understand? This is something that a lot of people, Kundalini people, feel anyway. But I want to give some foundation for those feelings. We don't own anything on this world. Okay? You don't own your car, you don't own your house, you don't own your clothes. Basically, it's all there just for you to use while you're here, and then you're gone. You don't even really own your body. The earth owns your body. Okay? I don't own these glasses. When I die, they'll probably get thrown away, ground up into dust, and once again, they'll go back into their natural form, maybe being made into something else. We don't own anything. So understand that and make that shift. Stop collecting things. Let's talk about money a little bit here. How much money do you need to be happy? If you've already got hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, $1 million, $1 billion, how much money do you need to be comfortable in this world? How many cars do you need? Unless you have a specific purpose for these things, like me, you know, I'm setting up this Kundalini community, so at the moment I'm collecting all these trailers, right? Because it's easier to have homes on wheels to get to a certain location than otherwise. But if you're not doing something like that, how many possessions of a certain quality do you need? How much money do you need? Where do you draw the line between working for more cash, more money, more money? Where do you draw the line? Do you ever draw the line? Where is your idea of greed in this? Where is your idea of fear, of lack in this? With Kundalini comes a very clear directive to divest yourself from collecting things. And in some cases, a very clear message to divest yourself of the time you spend in your life making money so that you can collect more things. How much money do you need to be happy? You have your house, you have your home, you have your 2 or 3 cars, your children have moved off to college, you have this huge house, beautiful home, fountain in the backyard, hot tub, barbecue, beautiful garden. What do they call that? A gated community. How much money do you require? And how much time are you going to put into acquiring that money that you could spend working with your Kundalini in a more devotional and constructive way? Now, often in the work environment, being a Kundalini awakened person, that's where you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be interacting with those other people who are not on the Kundalini path in ways of high integrity, high honesty, high tolerance, high diligence, high productive qualities. Okay? You may care less about the money you're making. You're there more to give those teachings by example. Okay? You're not there to collect money or to collect things. You're there to help people and to give to people. And I honor that, and I think, continue doing that. But if you're there just to collect money, to buy things, I'm going to ask you to redirect, or at least to take a look at that and see if you're maybe operating from a fear-based paradigm of not having enough. Think about these things. I'll see you in our next conversation. Thanks for listening and watching. How beautiful.